Before we start planning a new year, I think one of the most important things we can do is pause. Because most of us jump straight into resolutions, vision boards, and new year, new me energy without understanding the year that's ending. If there's one tip I've learned, it's this. Planning works best when it comes from reflection, not pressure. If you don't look back at what worked and what didn't, you'll end up repeating the same patterns in a new year. 2025 taught me that motivation alone isn't enough. I had goals, I had ideas, but I didn't always have clarity or consistency. And that's something I don't want to carry into 2026. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I'm intentionally closing this year through journaling, reflecting on my mistakes and wins, and setting realistic resolutions, and creating a vision board that's actually meaningful. I'll also be sharing prompts you can use, explaining how and why vision boards work, and why planning your future doesn't mean you have to stop enjoying your present, especially in December. This isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. Understanding where you are so you can decide where you're going. If you're also feeling like this year went by fast or you want to enter 2026 feeling more grounded and intentional, you can do this with me. Let's start by looking back at the year. Before planning anything new, it's really important to look back at the year that's ending. Not to judge yourself, not to feel guilty, but to understand. Reflection gives clarity, and clarity is what helps us grow differently next year, not just try harder. I like to start by writing a few prompts in my journal, questions that will help me understand what this year was actually about for me. While reflecting, I also looked back at my vision board from this year. Some of these things didn't happen, some of them I'm really grateful for, but a lot of them didn't. Not because of bad luck, but because I wasn't specific enough and sometimes I didn't show up the way I needed to. And that's okay, but also not okay. This year taught me that a vision board isn't magic, it's a mirror. It reflects your intentions, but your actions decide the outcome. That's why reflecting before making a new vision board matters so much to me. If you don't understand why something didn't happen, you'll keep visualizing the same dream without changing the process. So this time, I want my vision board to be more intentional, more detailed, more realistic, and more aligned with the life that I actually commit to. Because growth doesn't start with motivation, it starts with honesty. Once you have reflected properly, planning stops feeling overwhelming, it starts feeling purposeful. Now that I understand my 2025 better, I can finally start thinking about how I want to show up in 2026. After reflecting on the year, the next step is setting resolutions, but not in the usual overwhelming way. Most of us write resolutions like be consistent, be productive, achieve my big goals, and then feel disappointed when nothing changes. So this year, instead of setting resolutions based on motivation, I'm setting them based on structure. A resolution shouldn't be just a dream, it should be something you can actually act on. And one thing that really helps me with this is stopping yourself from seeing the year as one huge block of time. One method that makes goal setting feel way more achievable is what I like to call the quarter reset method. Instead of planning for an entire year at once, you divide the year into 4 quarters, each one lasting 3 months. You then treat each quarter like its own mini year. How it works. Starting by writing your big 2026 goals, the ones that feel important but also a little intimidating. Then ask yourself, what needs to happen first for this goal to even be possible? For example, if your goal is to publish a book in 2026, the first step obviously isn't publishing, it's writing. So in the first quarter, the goal could be completing most of the manuscript. In the second quarter, finishing the draft. In the third quarter, editing and refining. And in the final quarter, either publishing or preparing submissions. When you break it down like this, the goal stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling manageable. And why does this method work? This method works because it removes the pressure of doing everything at once. You're only asking yourself to focus on 3 months at a time. It also gives you room to adjust. If something takes longer than expected, you're not failing, you're adapting. Goals versus action plans. This is very important part. Another mistake we make with resolutions is stopping at the goal. Writing what you want isn't enough. You also need to write how you're going to get there. So after every resolution, it's important to write down the habits, routines, or small tasks that support it. Not just read more, but how many minutes, how often, and when. Not just get healthier, but what habits actually support this. And finally, be realistic. You don't need 20 resolutions. You need to change your entire life in 1 year. It's obviously unrealistic. A few clear goals supported by simple habits will always take you further than unrealistic expectations. Once your resolutions are clear and broken down into actions, planning starts feeling lighter and more exciting. Resolution only works when they're intentional, not rushed, not copied, and not written just because it's New Year. Before writing any resolution, one question matters more than anything else. Why do I want this? Your why is what keeps you going when motivation fades, because motivation always fades. For example, if my goal is to do really well academically, I don't stop at I want good grades. I will ask myself why. Maybe it's because I want to make my parents proud. Maybe it's because I want to prove to myself that if I work hard, I can achieve anything. When your goals are connected to something emotional, they stop feeling like a pressure and start feeling purposeful. And another thing, why does journaling matter here? This is why writing things down is so important. When goals stay in your head, they stay awake. When you write them, they become real. Journaling helps you slow down, think clearly, and actually understand what you want instead of chasing the goals you don't even align to. If you're planning your 2026 resolutions, here are some prompts that you can write down. Once your goals are clear and structured, it becomes easier to visualize your future, and that's where creating a vision board starts to feel meaningful, not just aesthetic. Now that my goals are clear, this is the part I genuinely love the most, making my vision board. For me, it's not just about pasting pretty pictures, it's about translating everything I have written into something I can actually see every day. Vision boards work because your brain responds to repetition and familiarity. When you constantly see certain images, words, or ideas, your mind starts filtering your decisions through them, even subconsciously. You start noticing opportunities that align with your goals. You start making small choices that move you closer without forcing it. It's not magic, it's awareness. And does it really work? A vision board won't change your life on its own, but it will change how you think, and that's where real change begins. It keeps your goals visible instead of hidden in a notebook you forget about. And when life gets overwhelming, it reminds you why you even started. I also think the process of making a vision board matters just as much as the board itself. Cutting, arranging, choosing what stays and what doesn't, it forces you to be intentional. It sets the mood. It slows you down. It makes planning feel exciting instead of stressful. This isn't about creating a perfect future. It's about creating direction. And for me, this is how I'm choosing to step into 2026 with clarity, intention, and a little bit of hope.
So my vision board for 2026 is ready and I'm absolutely in love with it. I can't get my eyes off it, and you can look at my excitement by my voice only. So I want you to tell me in the comments that which vision board do you think is better, my vision board of 2025 or my vision board of 2026. I guess most of you will tell 2026 because I think so. It is more detailed, more specific, and more like what feels actually like me. Because the vision board I made for 2025 was actually the first vision board of mine I ever made. And this is the second one. I think it's really pretty, aesthetic, but as well as specific and detailed and everything that looks like me. Okay, I have divided this into sections. There are all the materialistic things. here are the hobby section, which these are all the hobbies I want to try out, and in here is the room makeover inspo, because I really want a room makeover for 2026. And here is the social section, like trip with friends, or my ear piercing, a family. Then there is travel, and then a bit about my religious activities, and then about other goals like school goals, academic goals, and all about what I want to do in, I would say, to earn money and stuff like that on my vision board. So dividing it into sections is like very much when you're manifesting and looking at into this section. So you're manifesting these things, and then when you're looking at the object section, you're manifesting these things. So that is all.
There's one thing that I want to tell you that I practiced in this vision board, and that is I placed here a picture of my younger self, and this is to remind me that I have to achieve all of it for to make who proud, to make my younger self proud, to make her proud, and all of this I have to achieve for her. I also have placed a pic of me performing on stage, giving a speech, or it is a role play, to remind myself that the confidence I had that day when I was young, I can have it now also. And I was more confident when I was young, like we all. We're so confident and careless about what others think about us at that time. So why aren't we like that now? We should learn something from the children around. This is just to remind me that I have to do it all for the younger version of myself. And if I could do that stage performance, that role play that day, I can actually do anything that I want to do if I just try and work hard towards it. And if I have that belief in myself that I can really do everything and achieve everything that I want to.